I put myself out there for a blind date and it didn't happen.
Spontaneity had never been Matt's style. His routine consisted of getting up, going to work, going to the gym, and then returning home to watch the most recent real crime documentary in one sitting. However, Matt grudgingly consented to a blind date when his friend Kyle persisted. Kyle had been talking endlessly about how Matt needed to meet someone fresh and get out of his comfort zone. "I promise it will be enjoyable." Kyle's excitement was contagious. "Besides, it's Friday night, so it's not like you're doing anything else." Matt had sighed, but he was secretly intrigued. What if this particular day ended up being exceptional? The idea of meeting someone new was both exciting and worrisome for him, because he hadn't been in a committed relationship for years. Matt showed up to the selected cafe, a welcoming place renowned for its handcrafted coffee and dim lighting on the evening of the date. His mom claimed that his eyes looked extra handsome when he wore his beloved blue sweater. The heat surrounded him as he entered, and he experienced a surge of anxiety. He looked at his watch. It was precisely 7:00 p.m. He said to himself, "All right, just unwind," as he looked across the room for his date. Perhaps she was late. In an attempt to soothe the butterflies, he inhaled deeply. Matt's anxiety increased as the minutes stretched into a half hour. Kyle promptly responded to his text message by saying, "It's likely that she's simply stuck in traffic. Don't be concerned." But Matt did just that. He worried. He fumbled with his phone, checking the clock many times, and as 7:30 p.m. rolled around, so did his hopes for a good time. Matt felt alone in his tiny nook, the only one at a table for two, while the cafe was alive with chatter and laughter. The harshness of his coffee reflected his disappointment as he took a sip. "This is absurd," he thought, with a mixture of humiliation and irritation. He took one more look at the door and decided to go. Although he had put himself out there, it was obviously not meant to be. Under the streetlight glow, Matt made his way home, feeling the coolness of the evening seeping into his bones. As he mentally relived the night, he felt a burden in his chest. He had hoped to discover a spark, to connect with someone. He was left feeling stupid instead. Upon arriving at his flat, he kicked off his shoes and fell into the couch. He sat down to watch a true crime documentary on his laptop, a well-known diversion. His thoughts kept returning to the date while he watched. What had gone wrong? Did she misjudge the location or the time? His phone buzzed just as he was about to immerse himself in the reenactments of the crime scenes. The message came from an unidentified number. "Hi, Matt. I'm so sorry. I became so engrossed in family matters that I lost all sense of time. Can we reschedule?" As Matt read the message, his heart was pounding. He was somewhat glad that she wasn't ignoring him. However, another section was irritated. Family matters. What might be so crucial that she missed their date because of it? He tried to keep his tone light as he answered, "Sure, no problem. What time do you have free?" After a few minutes of messaging back and forth, a new date was quickly arranged for the following week. Matt was first disappointed, but he had a glimmer of optimism. This could yet develop into anything. The days that before the new date went by quickly. Matt was thinking about her more than he had anticipated. Jenna was her name, and in their texts, she came across as truly nice. She was working on her first novel, loved dogs, and was passionate about photography. Every night, he couldn't help but browse her social media accounts, taking in her colorful images and the lifestyle she led. It was an enticing look into her life, and for the first time in a long time, Matt was thrilled about the possibility of romance. Matt paid particular attention to how he looked on the day of the date. He chose a fitting button-up shirt and black pants as his basic yet fashionable ensemble. He made sure his grin appeared kind and inviting by practicing it in front of the mirror. Nerves churning in his gut, Matt returned to the cafe, but he felt more prepared this time. He was prepared for any eventuality. He saw Jenna as soon as he walked in, with her black hair falling over her shoulders and a trace of uneasiness in her stance. She was seated at a table next to the window. "Hello." Matt sat down opposite her and said, "I'm so happy we could meet." After exchanging niceties, Matt found himself unwinding as the talk progressed. Jenna's humor was infectious, and she was pleasant to chat to. They talked about everything from their childhood goals to their favorite novels. As she talked about her work, Matt could see the fire in her eyes and was enthralled by her stories. Time passed quickly, and before they knew it, they were being escorted out as the cafe was shutting.